Are you ready to stop overpacking forever? There are 3 proven rules to keep your backpack under 3 kilos even on a long distance hike like Camino de Santiago. Rule number 1. Pack clothes that do double or even triple duty. When each piece of clothing can serve more than one purpose, you pack less and lighten your loads. Rule number 2, research precisely when and where you're traveling. Sometimes all you need is a lightweight hiking umbrella, no need to lug around with a heavy poncho. And the rule number 3, they ditched the old 10% body weight rule. After walking thousands of kilometers, we discovered that the 7% is the sweet spot. It makes you think twice about every item before you pack it. But packing light isn't only about following those 3 rules. It's about understanding and overcoming the mental barriers that often lead us to overpack. And throughout this video, we'll explore the various psychological syndromes that influence our packing decisions and also show you how to address them effectively, helping you to pack without worrying about the what ifs. From the backpack to the shoes, from the blister protection to the rain gear. So let's dive into full item list that will change the way you pack and stop overpacking for your Camino de Santiago and any other journey forever. So let's start with the most vital of all, which are the personal items. This is, by the way, a 3-liter band bag. I don't know how you call it wherever you live. I had a smaller one before and it didn't manage to fill all the important things that I used to have with me. And the 3-liter option, it's actually really handy, not too bulky, and it's still just what I need. And by the way, the funny thing about this, it's a color of a day band bag. That means that if you order it, you never know which color you're gonna get, because depending which color they produce the exact day. Okay, so first let me show you what I have inside of my band bag, which is super curious and minimalistic. The first one, obviously, it's this little fellow here. I think it's the most important part. Many of the band bags are water resistant or water repellent, but for the extra care and for the extra cautions, I use this, a zip bag. You can get it in the airport, you can get it as your sandwich bag. And here is where I put my first item, which is the Pilgrim's passport. Remember, you can get it in any third stage of any Caminos. And if you don't use that little bag with your passport, your credential could look like that. This is actually the one we did in Portugal. We got a massive rain somewhere next to Puente de Lima, and yeah, it's all watered down, but it's a beautiful memory anyways, right? The second thing we always take with us and keep close to us, it's the Journey Within Camino de Santiago journal, where we put everything, pretty much everything. Comes from the memories, reflections, and yeah, you can see that I like writing down. And so always keep it with me. Then we have a passport, obviously super important. Yeah, always keep it with you. And remember, this year there are new Schengen zone regulations that you will have to apply. There's a new permit that comes up in the mid-May. So if you come into Europe, you have to get this permit. More information in the video that we just have here. The era of the big bulky wallets, it's done. This is just for the credit cards, driving license, and any other things that I have. But I also keep here and have just some loose cash, because on Camino you will need some cash. This is actually what I keep in my personal items, but we're going to talk about it more in electrics and accessories part. This is a lifesaver, the smallest and the most survivor-friendly power bank that is always there with me and can charge even the AirMac. Happy days. And the last part of the Pilgrim's attire, obviously, it's a shell. Yeah, this is the old-fashioned shell which we put on our backpack, because that's how you recognize those pilgrims, right? But according to this new overboom of pilgrims, 500 a year, we decided actually to switch to other ones. So we pin to our backpack a shell which is just like that, so we don't use the natural resources, because yeah, we are part of the nature, right? If you notice, there on the side there's also the little whistle, and let me explain you why it's here, why it's not in other place. Because normally band bag we would wear on the waist, right? So on the waist, or maybe sometimes even in the back, like a lumbar pack. But sometimes, especially when we're in the busy cities, when we're getting into metro, into the buses, when there is a lot of uncertainty around, we love to have this band bag just here. It fits perfectly here, look at that. And at the same time, wherever I'm in need, whenever I can always use my whistle. Camino, it's a safe place. They even have their own police. But to have this little security thing, that's a must. Security Secret Syndrome stands for the fear of losing important documents and not having access to them when needed. We worry about scenarios like losing our passport, running out of cash, or not being able to contact anyone in emergency. This anxiety pushes us to pack multiple copies and carry extra items to feel prepared for any situation. And let us know in the comments below if you ever felt that way and how you managed to overcome that. And if you have any other important tips, share them with the community, it's always helpful. So, by the way, I'm Ricky, the ginger part of Caminotellers. My other partner in crime is the curly Erica. And together we are Caminotellers, we full-time pilgrims, we full-time walkers, going all over the world, many different caminos every year. As we know each other already a bit more, we can go to the business. Underwear. But this is not to talk about what underwear I use. For the moment, it's to talk about how many pairs for change I normally wear. Because you see, I appreciate those minimalist people. They are super dedicated and they're super disciplined, because if you have one underwear every day, you have to wear them. However, on the Camino, sometimes we have those difficult days, or maybe when we walk 40 kilometers, or maybe when there is a lot of rain around, when we get to albergue and we don't feel like even hand washing anything for 5 minutes. So that's why we always take with us the 3 pairs of underwear. One on me, yes, one on me, and 2 for change, and the same applies to the sock. But remember, there is a really easy laundry service you can do in every albergue, and maybe even laundry soap that we're going to talk about later. This anxiety leads us to overpack underwear and socks, thinking that more is better for staying clean and comfortable. Every mountaineer will tell you that the best way to put on the clothes is to layer them up. Throughout the many years of walking, we found out there are clothes, although technical and although super important and exact for the situation that you need, that also can be used for various different occasions, which will cut the bulk in the backpack, right? Super fast drying underwear. This is something that we use a lot, a nice comfortable material. You can also go merino wool with that, and that will give you the options to even have the more comfortable days. But for us, the paramount is the fast drying thing, because this is the things that we wash daily. Base layers. Okay, this is the big thing, because we use the base layer no matter the season, okay? One of those things of the base layer is that some of them, they're thermic. That means that you cannot use them in summer if it's not merino wool. If you have this idea that the wool it's itchy, it's scratchy, forget about that. This in particular, it's really light. I think it's maybe 125 grossor of the merino wool, and it can serve perfectly as the base layer for the colder seasons and as the main layer for the summer. It regulates the temperature. It doesn't allow the odor to shine through you. As you know, the hikers, they do have their own particular smell. Chanel numéro 5. And a part of this, there is a big thing, that's the sun hoodie. And that's really good for me, and especially as you can see with this, I use the long sleeve because yeah, I'm ginger and I need some sun protection. But if you have Irish descendants, if you have a Viking descendants, if you simply haven't been exposed to sun for some time, Spain can be a bit challenging. So nice UV protection. This one in particular has 40 UV protection, and also a nice hood that keeps you safe from any sun. Remember, when walking the French way, the sun is always from the back, but when walking the Portuguese way, the sun is always on your right until the midday, right? So having in mind that having the protection just on that side is really, really cool. And I love it because it's a loose fit, so even if I sweat a little bit, I really don't mind. And I think it's actually designed for people to do fishing, but they decided to put it as a hiking gear, which it is a must. As you can see, these base layers aren't really technical. They do not have this appearance of being ultra expedition thing, which allows also to get to any other places without putting a lot of attention to you. And the same actually happens with the fleece that we wear. This is the fleece with the special air vents that allows you to wear it during especially cold mornings and feel nice and hot, nice and warm. But then when the sun goes up, your body starts to sweat, you also will feel enough good because there's lots of transpiration in that. This hoodie has been with us nearly for a year. We got it on our last Camino, and we did Primitive, San Salvador and the French way. We took it to the mountains during the summer, during the cold days in the mountain, and it was absolutely a lifesaver. As you can see also, it has a nice vibrant color. You can use it for any day situation. I love it. And we have another of the base layers here, but we're going to talk about it in the seconds. I would like to bring your attention to the trousers, okay? Because the trousers themselves, this has been the conundrum that I had to solve, because all of the hiking trousers are super technical. You do perfectly whenever you are, but whenever you go, for example, for the dinner out, if you go somewhere with the friends, you can say straight away see that you do not fit there clothes-wise, right? So I found the trousers that look like a jeans, but is highly technical. I love it. Look at the pockets that it has. It's water repellent. It's a super stretchy. It has this nice natural stretch, and it looks like jeans. Few other things that I want to tell you: it works perfectly in the colder condition, and in the summer it's light enough to still be breathable. I always take a one size bigger so it's nice and loose. I don't like it to be a model-like. And there's this little thing adjustment just to raise them on the side. From one of those trousers we have another one that normally I can use either for the albergue, either for the days out, either for a trail. This is the jogger. This is even lighter than the other one, also a little water repellent, and it's been with us for the past 2-3 years in the perfect conditions. Some of those items, they are a bit more expensive because they are premium items, but we appreciate how well they made because of how we use them. And the last of those parts are this little swimming trunks. And why I would do swimming trunks? Because this is for the laundry days. You know, in Camino we do a lots of laundry, not only hand washing but the normal one. So wherever I put everything that you see here, I would always stay with those swimming trunks, plus what I mentioned before, the nice technical top, long sleeve as well, super ultra light, that allows me just to have something on me while everything else is washing. The last one of the list, the third layer, because we talked about the base layer, we talked about the mid layer, and this is like the outer layer that we always use and we always take with us, because it's not only a handy and small portable down jacket, but also can be used as a pillows. If you do some of the albergues, donation-based albergues, they're really old-fashioned, they don't even have pillows, so be prepared for that. Is just a lifesaver, you know, especially on the cold days when you don't feel like doing anything. You just wrap yourself into a little down feather jacket and you're cool. Having something that can warm you up just a little bit and still being versatile enough to put with your hiking jeans, with your hiking pants, and go for the night out without looking like an expedition on the Mount Everest, it's definitely a good idea. And all of this, obviously, and all of this we put and pack in our packing system, which this in case is 8-liter dry bag. I can squeeze it out, roll it, and I have it here. And there is one item without which Camino de Santiago in its transformational aspect wouldn't be as possible: the journey within Camino de Santiago journal. Number one journal for the Camino de Santiago. After many years of walking, we observed something really interesting. There are many stages on the Camino de Santiago that sometimes require explanation or sometimes need to be enhanced, like meseta, like the first day, like arriving to Santiago, like finishing and integrating the part of Camino into your new you. This has a daily devotions. This one's, for example, the self-care, explains you how to integrate this aspect into your day-to-day life and take care of yourself in many different levels. On the side, you will find a way to write it down. You can use it before the Camino de Santiago in your preparation, and that means intention settings or working about your expectations, as well during Camino with the subjects like effort, loneliness, or trust. Many pilgrims love it, and hopefully you're gonna love it too. You can find it in any library all over the world. And you can even have it delivered to your home. Your best Camino friend. So as you can see, there is a syndrome for every packing group, and if you experienced any of that, if it calls your attention, please put it in the comment and tell us how you overcome that. Stepping into Camino de Santiago journey for the beginning for us was a bit of an experience because we had no experience. And throughout the years and experiences of other community members also, we figure out that there are three important things, like three musketeers: Athos, Porthos, and Aramis, that missing one, you're missing this all. So we're starting with the shoes, and as we said before, the timing, the place, terrain is important. So depending when you hike and where you hike, so your shoes would be all the trail runner shoes or the hiking boots. We particularly gonna do at least 3-4 Caminos, more rather in the warmer part of the year, from May until October. This year we decided to stick with these. We tried them out. We already did around 300 kilometers and they still brand new. One good thing about them is the big cushioning that really makes you feel nothing when you walk, especially if you walk 20, 30, 40 kilometers a day. What also we like with those shoes, that in the parts that we particularly experience lots of stones falling inside of the shoes, they have special places to put the gaiters on. Gaiters like the big socks for the shoes. Wide toe box has also an easiness of tying up the laces. This is what caught our attention. Apart, this brand is dedicated to running and trail running shoes. So when the focus goes, the attention and the results follows. Athos, Porthos. I don't know if anyone knows about Three Musketeers, by the way, but anyway, I'll continue. Porthos, it's all about comfort, which you can have. You can have the best shoes for $150, but if you don't accompany them with a nice, comfortable, precise hiking socks, you're in trouble. And for our journeys, we use merino socks. They could be hiking socks if we're going in the colder seasons, or could be running socks if we're going in the warmer parts of the Camino. I love the cushioning they have on the heel and on your toenails. And what I love about them especially, it's they do not smell. I have to be honest, sometimes I don't wash them every day and I'm still accepted in the community. But don't tell anyone. No judgment, please. No judgment, please. But as we talk about our 10 Musketeers, we have to tell you that yes, oh yes, you're gonna get blisters. Why? Many different factors cause the blisters, like too much walking, or too much heat inside of the shoes, or too tight shoes, or wrong socks. So we use the blister guard, and again, surprise, merino wool. This is the only product on the market that is made out of merino wool. A part is cruelty free. So whenever there is a friction, whenever there is a hot rush, whenever there is a little red spot on my feet, ankles or heels, I'm wrap it around, I secure it with a sock, and I carry on going. What I love about it, it's natural. Let me tell you, we've been using a lot of things. For example, Vaseline. Vaseline, for any other information, is made out of petrol, so putting the Vaseline on you, I don't know, decision is yours. This little packet weighs 20 grams, and it lasts for entire Camino. Wangari, they call it. And the last but not least are the base camp shoes, because whenever you get to albergue, time to undress, time to get a shower, and time to let the feet breathe. And we use flip-flops. You can use flip-flops or sandals, or like simple basic sandals, because they do not occupy lots of space. You can still comfortably walk with them, and you can go with them to the shower. So there are 3 items that we always take with us. The first one is the eye band. Why would you take the eye band? Because sometimes in the albergues, the people turn on the light really early, or for example, someone is using the phone just close to your bed. Earplugs, and I use only one, and I will tell you why. But there are different sizes, different types. I use only one and made out of foam. Why? Because I sleep on the right side only. So I put it here, and the other ones I keep free from anything, because anyway I have it glued to the pillow. And remember, there's one massive albergue in Roncesvalles that Martin Sheen went and he couldn't get any sleep. Don't be that guy. Don't be the guy who cannot sleep because you haven't taken with you the ear plugs. And the last but not least, your sleeping system. This is our new discovery. We've used a lot. We used sleeping bag, we used travel cocoons, we used liners, we used everything. But the last year we've taken with us ultra extreme hot liner, which wasn't really hot, and we had to sleep in our down jacket. And this year we discovered something even better. And yeah, it looks cozy, right? Should I do it again? I don't know. It looks like a sleeping bag, right? But it's not. It is actually a quilt. Q-U-E-U-L-T. Quilt. And the quilt is an open sleeping bag. Yeah, I need the space to move. And the quilt itself gives me this opportunity, because it's nice and wide on the top, but at the same time keeps my feet nice and cozy on the bottom. If you want to make it original sleeping bag, there are some buttons, you can also do it. There is no big issue with that. They thought about everything, those guys, really. And also, if you're traveling with your partner, this is definitely the most romantic way of being next to other person. 14th of February comes, the Valentine's Day. You know, just be romantic, just for once. Yeah, just on the Camino. The rest assurance anxiety is the fear of not getting adequate sleep, of being uncomfortable at night. This anxiety leads us to overpack sleeping gear like extra blankets or bulky sleeping bags to ensure we stay warm and comfortable. This is actually the most personal of any of those packing group, and anytime could be the heaviest of them all. Let's start with teeth. It's portable size toothbrush and the paste also, and the candy floss, dental floss. Also, you need a dental floss after candy floss, that's for sure. This is the heaviest part of this entire kit, but I love it because it's supernatural. It's actually a stone, special stone that you put the water on and you roll it wherever you want to roll, and its natural way kills the bad odor. Talking about the cleaning product, we discovered something cool. The laundry wash leaf. This one is a body wash leaf, and this one is the shampoo with conditioner leaf. Each of those little small packets, a part of being super extra ultra light, has 50 leaves. So if you're coming for a short Camino, for sure you'll be more than good with one of these. But if you're doing a longer Camino, we would recommend that you actually buy the all-in-one soap. I think it's Dr. Berners or many other brands, they have the natural soap that you can cut in half because they're quite big, and then you can put them inside of those pouches. Yeah, you better don't lose your soap because it could be a life-changing experience, so keep this one all stuck to your backpack. Yeah, I'm Ginger, I need a sun lotion, so there is this reusable small bottles that we use, different sizes and different brands. And these actually we got some time ago from Amazon. These are like those pouches. They not occupy as much space because you can roll them in and roll them out whenever you finished any of your products. Fill it out and fill it down. Super interesting and super handy. Little face cream, yeah. Nail clipper. You know, we've mentioned that sometimes you get these ultralight small towels, but they're not really small. This one is 24 inches to 48 inches and it weighs nothing. This is the towel. This is the towel that we use. It doesn't absorb the water like a spa towel, like a nice and comfy, amazing towel. But look at the size of it. You know, and I would not be myself if I wouldn't tell you that. The little comb that, yeah, you guessed, I'm not using it here. I'm using it here just to keep nice. Pilgrims life, you never know what's gonna happen, right? So all of these guys we're gonna put in another compartment and we stick it there, we put it inside. Look at this great feature. Wherever you go, somewhere, to the bathroom, you have this little thing. So you can just hook it wherever you are with you. So you see, by minimizing the amount of products in our bag, in our toiletries, we also fight this hygiene hoarding habit, which is not only making our bag lighter, but also simplifies our daily routine and making it less anxiety friendly, right? So it's super important. And if you're enjoying these tips, consider subscribing. There's a big red button just on the bottom. Give a like to this video. Subscribing is for free, and it's not only helping us to send this video to others, but also help other people to get some good information and some good tips about their unforgettable journey on Camino de Santiago. Thank you! I do Camino de Santiago to disconnect. Wherever we don't go and to take with us all the recording equipment, I simply take as little as possible. And there is few things that I've realized throughout those years. The first of all, if you're coming from abroad, this is a travel adapter that you probably know whenever you travel for a long period of times. But this, let's be honest, it's a big thing. If you go into Europe, you don't only need one type of socket. So that's why we got this. So whatever charger you have, don't buy the new charger, don't buy the new equipment, simply take with you this and stick it on the top of the charger, which I don't have it here because it is actually charging my phone. Some time ago we decided that we do not take with us written guides. We only take a journal with us and it's more than enough, but we don't take any books. So to charge my phone, to be able to access on my travel insurance, on my credit cards, I always like to be prepared. And as you can see, this is a normal size passport and this is the power bank. And the most interesting thing is it's 10,000 mega-ampere, I'm not even sure how to say that. But you see, but what I love about Camino de Santiago, it's like the new technologies of 21st century can mix with the old-fashioned accessories, okay? And these are the three that we've chosen for this and any other trip, which, let me go with the first one, the knife. And this is not for self-protection, obviously, because of the rules and regulations, you cannot have a big blade, neither in Europe, especially you cannot travel with that. We have a video about it also, if you want to have a look. But this is used to cut the sausage, to make a picnic, which we're going to talk about later on. The only knife that keeps you community friendly, right? The other important things are the doggy bags, which are two different ideas of the doggy bags. The first one is to do the same as the dog. Sometimes the nature calls and there's nowhere to answer. And the second really important thing that we've learned from our friend from Portuguese way a few years ago, whenever there is a rain outside and maybe your shoes aren't really prepared for the rain, you can put this on the top of the socks and make a division, make the barrier and not to let your feet soak. This is a hook. Why would I use the hook? Because sometimes you have to hook things around. Like for example, you would go to the bathroom and there is no hook for that. So you can just hook it and you sort it. And the fourth item of accessories that I don't have here with me, but we do take it with you, is because I'm making the laundry right now, are the washing pegs. And this is probably the most popular syndrome that is there. The need to connect to the outside world, the need to be aware of what's going on in the politics in Honduras or in Honolulu, it always keeps you outside of what is actually happening to you right now. Does it sound familiar to you? Let us know. And this is another really personal part of this video, which is about the first aid, which I also add food and water, because for us the food and water are also natural medicines. You'll be surprised how small our first aid is. But don't judge the book by its cover, because it has a really big explanation. Camino de Santiago, not like any other through hike and all over Europe, States or wherever you go, has pharmacies every few kilometers. That means that whatever is needed, you can get it just in a few minutes. And this is really important because we tend to pack absolutely everything. Water solution for any type of disease and the malaria pills. And for us, the most important are three situations, which is any cut that we have, okay, any cut that we have, we also always have a plaster with us. The second one, if you see well, these black pills just here, let me just put them in. This is an active charcoal that helps you to stop any emergency natural calls. As the Camino is also the food experience, we have this fast relief format acidity and gases, which is a fast solution, works only in 6 seconds as it states here. I got it last year in India and it's really a powerful thing. Remember, an important thing, especially in Spain, is you have your own private travel insurance, because that's how you can get admitted to the hospital or to the doctor. If you have problems of choosing one that really suits your needs, we've paired with an insurance company specializing in backpacking, so they have the good deals, and there is a link in descriptions with a 5% off. And have in mind also that you will have to carry your own medicament prescribed medicines. It's good, especially in the border, to have them in their exact bags. But once you pass the security in the airport, you can put them in the small little bags, so you know they don't occupy as much space. As you can see, we take our tupper, because this is another way we take care of our health. We make picnics of food that our body needs. So sometimes we crave more of a rice, sometimes we crave more of a fish, sometimes we crave a lot of a different food that you might not find on the Camino de Santiago. So we use kitchens in albergues to cook and prepare our food and picnic. Water is drinkable in Spain. We fill the water from the water fountains and from the tap, which is okay. You don't need filters for your water, that's all drinkable. For some stages, like in Beseta, there is one stretch of 17 kilometers without the water supply. We take an extra bottle of water, otherwise this is what I have. Emergency access. This is a tendency to overpack first aid supplies out of fear of medical emergencies. This anxiety leads us to carry more medical items than necessary, increasing the weight of our backpacks. Understanding that you have the pharmacies every 5, 6, 7 kilometers, you can cut the excess of the bulk, but also gives you more peace and understanding that you will be good wherever you will be and someone will take care of you. So yeah, backpacks. And this year we're gonna use two different backpacks. Let us first talk about this boy. There are some backpacks that are from really well-known brands, really well-done things, you know, plenty pockets, plenty compartment that you can put things in. This in particular is 26 liters only, so we take it maybe for the 1 week, 2 weeks Camino with us. There isn't one little issue with that. It has a perfect fit, yes. It has lots of compartments, yes. But these extra features come with the extra weight. 1.3 kilos. It's not a lot, it's like 5 bananas, I know, maybe 6. What I love about this backpack also, it has amazing feel. It has amazing, it fixes to your bag and you don't really feel you have a backpack no matter how heavy load you have. And this is 40-liter backpack that weighs less than 600 grams. It is actually a bag with a mesh on it and few buckles and strings around. And why is it so good? Because it's all you need. There is no extra pockets, there is no extra buckets, there is actually the big bottle spaces just on the side. That's true that it's bigger than the other backpack, and it's also true that it has the same arch which helps you to put the weight of your backpack on your hips, but it's half the weight. And also it's twice as expensive. The gear guardianship is the need to manage and protect all your gear efficiently, often leading to choosing multiple backpacks or higher feature risk packs that add unnecessary weight. So which backpack fits your Camino style, the rich in details or simply fine and easy ultralight?
And the last part of the equipment is obviously a rain gear poncho, which there are ways to put it in the less difficult way. Some sun protection with a nice brim, or if you prefer a bit of a modern version, there's always a hat and you can make it 10 years younger. And of course, we always take with us a trekking poles, not for going up, but rather for going down, especially like here on the primitive way.
These are not scientifically and clinically proven syndromes by the prominent psychologists, but they empirically observed through thousands and thousands of kilometers. By recognizing those syndromes, you can make your own critical and conscious decisions what you're gonna pack and how to make your Camino stress-free. And if you want more Camino tips, this video here will help you to choose your exact correct shoes. And if you want to save time and money watching thousands of videos, and you know what? Why not to look at them both and have your Camino well prepared? So, happy packing and buen camino!